Hey guys, my name is JessiMew, and welcome to the Ancient Legends Challenge. In this series, we're going to attempt to find each and every last one of the prehistoric genes and bring them back to life by breeding them into our tribe. This is something that I've wanted to try ever since the genes were introduced to the game. I always thought it might be fun to mash them all onto one creature, but it's not going to be easy to hunt them all down. In case this is your first time playing with the prehistoric genes, we're going to be looking for these big glaciers all across the mountainside. And if we bring one of our creatures over to one, we can crack it open and find a brand new tribe mate with one of those very exotic traits. We have 6 of them to find, and now that we can actually add them to our mutation menu, it should be much easier to keep them in our tribe. So we're looking for the saber-toothed fangs, the digging trunk, the armored body, the mammoth foot, the megaloceros horns, and the hammer tail. This is going to be the main focus of our starting pair. I guess they probably heard the legends, those stories of those ancient creatures, and they wanted to migrate to the mountain to see it with their own eyes, to see if any of those stories were true. That's probably why they picked this island too, because one of these glaciers is actually very, very close. They probably saw it from the sea and came over here right away. It looks like they even brought some little crabbit friends with them. Are these like their little crabbit pets? That is adorable. And they have tons of shells too, which will be the perfect thing for Rihanna to feed to her family. That cracker jaw is going to be so helpful for gathering food, especially in the early stages of this challenge. We want to find most of our food before it starts to snow. Rihanna looks like she was made for the mountains though, with that snowy white fur. Let's take a peek inside the rest of her genetics. She has the antlers hidden away. Oh, I wonder if her mate does too. Little Nuke here. Unfortunately, he has the ram horns, so we'll have to wait for a little while until the antlers pop up in the mutation menu before we can hopefully breed it onto their babies. But yeah, we want to try to get as established as possible before we go out looking for those more distant glaciers. So for now, let's try to find a safe place where these two can establish a little family together. We'll sniff around in the grass first, just in case. See if there's any berry bushes to pick from. Though so far it only seems like there's tons and tons of shells. Maybe we'll want to bring Rihanna down to the shore to pick those up first. Then we'll have Nukier go ahead and breed with her, as he sets off into the tall grass to explore the tree and unearth a brand new nest to use. Excellent, so she can scoot on over there on the next turn to escape from the leeches too. Good thing we picked up all of those shells before they noticed us. Honestly, I can't believe that this first glacier is so close to them. I just want to make sure that we clear out a good area for them to live before we start inviting any new creatures. If we could only find some berry bushes and some bunnies to hunt down too. Okay, I hope whoever is in there is going to be particularly good at hunting. Oh my goodness! We have twin daughters? One looks so much like her father, and the other one looks just like her mother. Oh, that is absolutely adorable. Now, I was thinking for the babies' names, just like we did for the hard mode challenge, I'll use that big long list of your names that you guys gave me. So if you would like to have a creature potentially named after you, then feel free to leave a comment in this video and I'll add you to the list too. But the first names on my list are Petal and Fennec Chew. So welcome to the tribe, both of you. Our very first babies and our very first twins. The lack of strength in this tribe is worrying me a little bit, because once we do start seeing those tougher enemies stumble in from the mountainside, we might be in a bit of trouble. And that's why I think we're going to want to have our creatures crack open this glacier soon. So let's have Rihanna do the honors. She'll leave their daughters in her mate's very capable paws, take a little break from babysitting, and cross her fingers that whoever is inside is going to have these strong genes that we're looking for to keep us alive. So let's see. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. It's the digging trunk. Oh, those eyes. Those giant bug eyes look absolutely adorable. Unfortunately, it's not going to help us keep our babies safe on the mountain, because she's certainly not going to be able to defend us from any Berryinas. She has 2 immunity gene Gs as well, so that means that she is also sick, and she could potentially risk spreading that sickness to our tribe. But I suppose you can't really blame her. She has been stuck in ice for a very long time, so she's going to need a little bit of time to adjust to this new landscape. Let's see if we can find any roots for her to dig up. Oh, we have tons of bunnies out here too. Yeah, we'll have to use them for training perhaps. If we scoot Rihanna back to the nest, we can see if maybe Nukir can try his hand at slapping these bunnies. He won't be able to take them down in one hit, but if they're particularly gluttonous like this one was, I guess they make for a pretty easy target. That'll get us a little bit closer to unlocking the claws too, and then we will have nothing to fear. But come on down here, little one. We'll have you dig up some of the roots in the area to help us out with that food. And it looks like our digging trunk gives us quite a few roots for each one of those patches. So at least we know that our tribe isn't going to go hungry anytime soon. We'll have plenty of roots to feed to our little babies. Yeah, since there are 2 different snout types for these prehistoric genes, I figured what we could do is set up some of our tribe to have the digging trunk, and some of them to have the saber teeth. So it might make for some interesting stories if a rift develops between them. Hello, little one. Did you come from the ports too? Oh, I wonder if this creature may have been part of our old tribe. Maybe they wanted to see the ancient genetics for themselves as well. And they are certainly going to get their chance here. Oh, it looks like they even have different immunity genes, though they do also both have the blindness in their genetics. So maybe that wouldn't be the best of ideas to breed these 2. But just in time with that giant claw, I wonder if he heard all of our woes. He strikes me as maybe some distant relative, Uncle Tataduke, who was just looking to make sure that his family would be safe, wherever their journeys happen to take them. Let's bring Rihanna over here to hopefully invite him into our tribe. And now with that big strong claw, he should set our new mother's mind at ease. So let's bring Uncle Tataduke up here to meet some of his new tribe mates, as we have Rihanna pick up the shells that her little crabbit friend has brought in for her. And as their babies tattle their way out of the nest, they can take some of their very first steps out into this giant world. We'll have Tataduke maybe scout around for some more of those roots. Oh, I bet the digging trunk helps with the smelling too, doesn't it? Yeah, with a trunk like that, she can smell those roots from miles away. I'm so sad that she has to isolate herself though. Not only is she probably just stunned from waking up in this brand new world, but she can't even enjoy the company of her new tribe mates. Though I don't think that would stop our curious little twins. I think they would be very, very interested to meet this creature. Oh, and hunt down some bunnies too. Fennec Chew, you better come up this way to help pin down this bunny. Though interestingly enough, it doesn't seem too bothered by you. Maybe it's because they kind of look like bunnies themselves. Fennec Chew especially with her fur color and her double velvet paws. She's as quiet as a little bunny, and she doesn't make for a very intimidating presence. But Petal, on the other hand, with her big nose, would be just as big of a help in finding those roots as Ramée herself is. So let's scoot them a little bit deeper into this tall grass to do a little bit of scouting around. Oh, our crabbit friends have even made it around to the other shore. I bet that means there's more shells for you to pick up, Rihanna. Though for now, I suppose it would be a good idea to have these two breed again. We'll set Rihanna up right inside this permanent nest once more. And it's interesting to see that we also have some clown koi skittering around these streams. That means that this should be another good place for our clawed creatures to find food. But with all of these new berry bushes, we're going to want Petal to set up a home here pretty quickly. That way we won't give the bunnies time to move in instead. I think most of them are probably going to be up in the mountaintops, because that's typically where most of our bunny burrows are located. And I'm not sure if I mentioned it, but this is one of the medium mode islands. I believe it's called the First Snow. Though luckily it seems like there's more mountain ports for us to use up in the north. There's a limited number of glaciers on each island, so we're going to have to do island hopping to find each and every last one of those traits. There's not even a guarantee that our other glacier won't have yet another digging trunked individual. Oh, and Petal, you set yourself up so close to Ramee that you might end up getting sick. Well, let's go ahead and skip the day. I guess Petal's curiosity just got the best of her. She's not afraid of any ancient colds. She would rather spend time right next to Ramee, hearing all of her stories, of course. And luckily it seems like this time it paid off. So you can go ahead and scoop up those berries just like we were planning to, as we have Ramee search for more of those roots to dig up. And honestly, despite the fact that this could very well end in disaster, I think Tataduke is still going to try to sweep this little critter off her feet. We know that she's guaranteed to pass the digging trunk onto her babies, so we don't need to place that into her mutation menu. And instead we can fill hers with the normal eyesight. That way it'll be a little bit less likely that we'll see the blind eyes on their babies. Likewise, we'll do the same for him, but we will place the digging trunk into his second slot. So there's still a chance that that could live on in this unexpected family. The fact that he appeared out of the ocean right as we cracked open her glacier makes me think that these two were meant to be together. So we have to at least give their story a try. And it looks like our twins might have a third little sister to join them pretty soon. She looks like she could have been born from the very same litter. She just has her father's eye color, and she has one of those velvet paws as well. So she's another sneaky little rabbit baby, ready to hop all across the mountainside. The next name on my list is Jill. So welcome to our tribe, little one, and soon we'll have you searching for your own little bunny friends too. Now let's see if we can find a good place for Ramee to have her first baby. I'm thinking maybe somewhere in here, if we can hopefully find some sort of permanent nest to set her up by. Unfortunately, I did notice that she got poor little Tataduke sick. We have a brand new creature over by the creek. It looks like he has a spiky body too. Alright, we definitely have to investigate this. As Nukir tries to take down the bunny before it steals his berries, we'll have Rihanna scoot her way over. Oh, did he disappear? There you are, little one. You have a very interesting mask. Yeah, we have to come down here and meet you. Oh, he's so shy. He is so skittish. And he has the blindness in his traits as well. Though he does have an interesting mix of genetics. That lean body, which would certainly not help us once it starts to snow. But he does have the nimble fingers. So maybe he could help us scoop up all of these berries before the bunnies get to them instead. I guess if he decides to come back, we'll see if we can spare him a little bit of extra food. But right now, he's a little bit frightened. So we'll wait for him to come back to us, so we don't risk using all of our turns chasing him down. Now let's see if we can find a nice safe area for Ramee to have her baby. Yeah, right on top of the stump would probably be pretty good. That way she can scout around for dangers, especially if her baby does end up with the blindness trait. We'll just have them all pick the berries for now so she doesn't get anybody else sick. And as we go ahead and offer our brand new little porcupine some food, so he might be able to help us pick up the acorns. We'll see if we can find a good place to settle Tataduke down, so he can prepare for his new family. And with that, we should be ready to skip the turn again and watch as our first little twins grow their final gems. Now Fennec and Petal are all grown up, and they're ready to go charging out for their own adventures. But first they have to make sure that their friend Ramée is all set up with her lovely nest right on top of the stump. Yes, she can see pretty far into the ocean now, which will help us in case there are any leeches in the area. And speak of the devil, was that you over here, Rihanna? Maybe you're the one who needs a stump to watch out for the leeches. Well, if we scoot you on over here, then you might be able to have another baby with your mate pretty soon, because we have plenty of capable hands for all of those berries. Our new hired help might even show Jill how he cracks open all of these acorns. With his shy demeanor, he probably feels safer around our quiet little rabbits. And now the moment of truth, as we have Tataduke scoot down here to swipe up a little bunny for his baby, and as we have Petal go ahead and clear out the berry bushes, along with all of the grass in the area, we should be ready to see if Ramea's baby is going to be healthy, or if they're going to carry the curse that was hidden away in their genetics. Oh, thank goodness! It looks like she has perfect eyesight. So that actually worked out pretty well for us, didn't it? And she has the most interesting coat colors too. No digging trunk, I'm afraid, but if we were looking for a warrior baby, then we have certainly found one. So Uncle Tataduke has pulled through for us in the end, and given us a baby blessed by Animeme. The next name on my list is Sydney, so welcome to our tribe. I'm sure there are great things ahead of you in the future. I think I did see that our founder's very first son was born though. Oh my gosh, and he has the ram horns too? Oh, he is absolutely beautiful, blessed by the bunnies this time, gazing down from their throne by the hot springs, and their little crabbit friends, so they came up to say hello to their babies after all. Oh, he's stealthy, he has the fur to blend in perfectly with the snow. I wonder if perhaps this is a sign that the snows are coming soon. I would imagine that things are about to get much, much colder when we join our little critters again. But the next name on my list is Birch, so welcome again to our tribe. And in the next episode, we will certainly have to see if these two children of Animeme can meet. It almost looks like we're starting two little royal families here. The Prince of the Snow, and perhaps the Princess of the Summer? I wonder if her golden fur maybe symbolizes the warmer weather. A rarity up in the mountains, but one our tribe will certainly need to keep themselves alive. So hopefully little Sydney can find a way to keep our summers strong. But for now, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Bye guys!